Heyo, Thalion here, and I'm here to talk with you about a game that I've been having a lot of fun with, even though I haven't been playing it on the channel. Naturally, right when I start a video, my cat decides to, start meowing at me because you're a little shit, aren't you? I love you. That game is Genshin Impact, which you might have heard a lot about. It's been kind of all the rage recently. It's kind of this amalgamation of Nintendo's Breath of the Wild and anime titties. Which really is kind of a weird distinction. Like, did people forget about the Gerudo? Like, is that there was plenty of anime titties in Zelda. I decided that since I haven't really been playing it on the channel, I still wanted to kind of put this game's name out there for anybody who might not have heard of it yet, because it's really, really fun. And it also can be very dangerous on the wallet if you're a whale, so, yo-ho! Seriously, gamble responsibly, kids. Genshin Impact is a distinctly anime game, down to its aesthetic, its bones, even the carefree way it attempts to have a story before flinging it all to the wind the second you're in the game. As a brief overview, you are a traveler that goes and visits different worlds, and you get yeetus finitus by some beautiful, big, large titty woman into a world called Tavad, where you immediately forget the plot and you start running around like a doofus opening chests. The beauty of the game is not in the plot, even though it does have some interesting lore bits, especially once you start getting into the second area of the game, Liyue. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about what people are here to learn about. That's the waifus. The game does an excellent job of providing both male and female waifus for us to simp over. You have my girl Fischl, you have Barbara, you've got Venti, I don't know. There's actually a cast of like 24 characters in this game. It's pretty extensive. And did I mention, I don't think I have actually, I don't think I mentioned that it's a gacha game. A gacha game is a game where you roll for characters or items, usually characters, or ways of powering up. And by roll, I mean you literally gamble your ass off using some sort of in-game currency that customarily can be purchased with real money. Hence, whales. Those are people who spend a shit ton of money on gacha games. But the beauty of Genshin Impact, apart from the fact that it isn't a gorgeous game, like look at the scenery as you glide through the air, like the air currents, you go and you meet these interesting enemies. It's a beautiful game, and that lends really well to the exploration of it all. But the most important thing is that as you're going through this gorgeous world, you don't need the best characters. Really, you don't. There's a star system with 5-star being the best, 4-star being very good, and anything 3-star below being considered basically fodder. That's not really true. This game's actually really good about using 3-star weapons. Not the point of this video, though. I have one 5-star character, and yes, when I got that 5-star character, Venti, it made my team that much more powerful. But I never felt underpowered for the content using 4-star characters, which you're going to get some 4-star characters from free pools. It's guaranteed. So this game, that's one of the reasons that I love Genshin Impact and why I'm really enjoying it, despite the fact that the rates for pools are kind of slow, and it feels like I will never ascend Venti. It's a lot of fun to just play with my 4-star characters that it feels like the game gives you for free, and I never felt like I was lacking anything in the game, which is more than can be said for some gachas. Derailing from the whole gacha train, because that's just a train wreck waiting to happen talking about that. As you explore the world, you find world quests, you find story quests, and you find chests, and all these neat little puzzles to unlock chests, each of which contributes to your adventure rank, which is kind of, just think of it as a generic leveling system that decides what you can and can't do in the game. Now, everything contributes to your adventure rank for the most part, opening chests, solving puzzles, doing little side quests, but the really cool thing is the way that it incentivizes you to just go and explore. Like, seriously, I got to a point in the game where it was like, okay, go do the next story quest, but you're locked out until you do like 3 more levels of adventuring. And that was it. I had to go do side quests, I had to go explore and open chests, and that sounds like it would be a huge cock block, right? It sounds like it would be just right in your story boner, just... It's not. It's telling you to go experience the game the way it was meant to be played. You're supposed to go out, discover new things. There are secrets hidden everywhere. There was an island off in the distance. I was like, okay, I guess I can freeze my way over to that island. I go over there. There's this whole cool little side quest. It was neat. It was beautiful. It was awesome. And that's what the spirit of Genshin Impact is all about. This is tied together with a very fun combat system. It is simple to get into. I mean, it's mostly just click Q and E, but interesting to master because they have this elemental system between, you know, fire and water, lightning, ice, which they have all these names for them, pyro, cryo, the whole shebang. But all these different elements interact and have unique elemental reactions that do cool shit. Sometimes it explodes and knocks things backwards. Sometimes it increases the damage that it takes. And sometimes you just have a big little swirly tornado do. This makes team comps and the way that you play your characters have a nice, easy barrier to entry and a very interesting higher skill ceiling. The game's not particularly difficult, even though some of the later bits, as I'm getting into the higher ARs, because I'm like AR 33, which isn't like world-pushing tier, but I feel like I'm doing pretty alright. Some of the fights can get really difficult, especially in the Spiral Abyss. Spiral Abyss is endgame content. Didn't explain that because I'm a dumbass. All of this ties together to make a really, really enjoyable experience. It's all about exploration, mastering your characters. There's upgrading of items. And as we get into talking about upgrading items and characters, let's get into the problems that Genshin Impact has. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this in this video. This was me really just getting hyped about Genshin Impact and wanting to talk about it. Genshin Impact has a stamina system called Resin, which has a daily cap of 120. It regenerates, I think, 180 per day, so you do need to use some if you don't want to cap out. And it is a huge gateway for most of the ways that you can upgrade your characters' weapons, their talents, which are like their abilities, etc., etc. Now, this, it seems reasonable on the outside. A lot of games have progression locking systems. MMORPGs usually have weekly lockouts, which this game also does too, with some bosses, some really cool bosses. But it really feels bad in a game that is a single-player game at its heart. There is some co-op to it, but it is at its heart a single-player exploration game, and so getting your progress locked out that hard, it causes some issues. However, the community is being very vocal about it to MiHoYo. By the way, this video was sponsored by no one. No one. I just love this game. But, you know, if MiHoYo, if you're listening and you want to spread that good love, like... But the resin system is something that a lot of people have complained about, a lot of people in the community are very vocal about, and while it is blocking progression to a point where you get to a certain point in the game and it feels like it's asking you not to play it as much, which is not really a good sign. But when you do play it, because even when I'm out of resin, I go and I explore and I look for chests, because the chests do respawn. It just takes forever, but they do respawn. And so recapturing that sense of exploration is a constant thing in this game. I am loving Genshin Impact, and I love my girl Fischl, and Barbara, and Jingling, and not you, Venti, even though you're really good. But I just want to share with you guys a game that I've actually been enjoying a metric shit ton. A huge, large ton of feces levels of enjoyment, and I have just been having a good time with it, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And I hadn't played it on the channel. I just been kind of chilling out in my free time and just going. So I wanted to share it. But you guys should go check it out. I'll leave a link down in the description below to how you can sign up for Genshin Impact. It is completely free to play, even though the gacha gonna get you. You know what I mean? But you can be a free to play player. I think I alluded to this earlier, but you can totally be a free-to-play player and have an amazing time with it. So go have fun with it. Go have fun down below, and I will hopefully see you in Teyvat. And hey, if you like this video, consider leaving a like down below and a comment. Let me know what you're thinking about Genshin Impact. Are you having fun with it? Have you played it a ton? And subscribe if you want to see more from me, and also if you like my face. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye! Thalion out!